herself, I think, this season.
Made the foul. And that is against the Resolutes.
To try and create
round in the last 10 minutes or so. It's inevitable. And she is.
Her eyes will be lighting up at the...
It is. It's all out.
I think she's been exceptional today. All of the headlines, rightly so, will go towards...
As English champions, the status quo since 2020 will end this spring if the Blues don't win this match. It may well end even if they do win this match, but to keep the contest alive, have done this season twice over, lest we forget, and that is City's 10-year wait for the title will effectively be over too. Or they have a very settled squad and settled lineup. No new injuries for Andre Jeglerts. So, no need to change his winning formula. The home 11 is exactly the same as last time out, with a brilliant, sharp front four that only Chelsea have blunted twice over. Lauren Hemp one side, Carroll in the other, and Viv Miedemar behind Bunny Shaw. It's a fearsome foursome. 3 Chelsea changes from the starters beaten by Arsenal last weekend. Out go the absent Lucy Bronze, and Wrighton and Kerr, who are benched, coming in. Young defender Viola Berman, former City stalwart and winner Kira Walsh, and the fit again Lauren James. So let's see how that forward line.
Underway at the Etihad, 2 of the season's fiercest rivals, one of this term's defining clashes, and everything to play for. City are here chasing history, Chelsea determined to claw back their dominance. The title race hangs in the balance, and Helen Ward, this is all set up to be a BWSL classic.
It is, yeah. I'm really looking forward to it. It'll be interesting to see who wants to get the game by the scruff of the neck early on. As I said, I've seen Chelsea a few times this season. It's taken them a while to get going in games. Can they put the foot on the gas and put Manchester City under pressure early on?
Arsenal were fast starters at Stamford Bridge against Chelsea on the weekend. It seemed to catch them ever so slightly cold, the Blues. They are in possession of the ball here with Brighton out now for Viola Berman. Cuthberts. Kasparai back there helping out Blinkilla Brown. And winning her sides. Reprieve of a free kick too. On the other side of the fence, Sonia Bonpastor was blunt after last weekend's slip to Arsenal, claiming the title race was probably over. She has since walked back those words, insisting that Chelsea will never give up, even after a rare wobble 8 days ago. Here's Rose. It's been an ever-present for City in the back line. She's gifted that one to Baltimore. Kaptein, scorer of the Subway Women's League Cup semi-final winner. And these two sides met last month. Rose for Canuck. It is a partnership which has forced Alex Greenwood into a wider position, although she's surging forward almost like a number 10 as she's able to make space for Hemp. As it goes to Greenwood, Hemp will get a second chance to deliver. Kasparai climbing, and that one is safely behind for a Chelsea goal kick. Back in the 2019 season. 50 wins in 61 matches. Forward it goes by Carpenter. Blinkilla Brown back to Yamashita. Jade Rose can step out of defence and bring Kasparai into play. Caroline finds Shaw. Shaw was looking for Miedemar. That's a double act. We have grown so in sync this season. In the Chelsea shirts.
She's certainly been one of their bright performers this season, in my opinion. As you said, up and down that right-hand side, goals, couple of assists as well. You know, she's really hit the ground running, I think, for Chelsea this season. And they'll be looking to her, particularly with the absence of Lucy Bronze this afternoon. They'll be looking to her to get the majority of the work done on that right-hand side.
I was going to say, it really is a feather in her cap. She has been so impressive for Sonia Bonpastor that she's triggered that change in formation to be able to incorporate both Bronze and Carpenter within the same side. It's cup time. Now Kira Walsh. Shaw will get there first. And Hemp will find her again. Germer and Bright back covering. Here's Carolyn. Kasparai screaming for it at the far post. Oh, and Hemp does eventually get the cross in, but that will evade everyone. She's a preferred outlet for Manchester City under Andre Eglerts. 2 goals, 5 assists. Kirsten Kasparai from right back this season. But eased off it by Miedema, and they're short. Germer and Bright for company, and Cuthbert it was who made the foul. And that is a free kick in a really good position for Manchester City, awarded. Saw something a bit different there from that last set piece. Kasparai's corner looks to be a bit more conventional. And here's Kasparai who swings this one in. Plenty of height on it, away by Berman. Carolyn will win a second. Is up there too, Jade Rose. Was in swinging last time. Now out swinging by Kasparai. Teased into a really dangerous position. And it's Carolyn on the follow-up, and it's squeezed all the way through. And the league leaders tighten their grip on the title. Carolyn, who has been in red-hot form this season. That's yet another goal contribution in the BWSL.
A really dangerous set piece. Kasparai, I think it's Miedema at the near post, makes the most of it, flicks it on. A little bit of a scramble in the penalty area. Hannah Hampton couldn't get anything on it. I think it's cleared away from her hands from Burnham, and then really clean strike. Does take a deflection or two, but she hits it well. And the pace that she gets on the ball just deflects it past the helpless Hannah Hampton and Erin Cuthbert from a Chelsea point of view. A couple of deflections in there, but the pressure had been starting to be put on Chelsea. Manchester City find themselves in the perfect position at this stage in the game.
What a season she is having. Sagawa turning away from trouble. Back by Baltimore, here's cup time. Cuthbert in space, does have experience of scoring at this stadium against Manchester City, of course. 91st minute winner here in a 2-1 victory for the Blues last March. Walsh's delivery, looking for Thompson, couldn't take it in her strides. That's why we'll see it all the way out.
There's a really good ball in there. Really should have done better, I think, Thompson, trying to get hold of that. It was half an opportunity, but yeah, decent delivery. Chelsea have got to do some more of that.
Berman in field for Erin Cuthbert. James angling one in towards Cuptine, who was in an offside position. It was very nearly deja vu for Vika captain. Manchester City in the League Cup. This time round, ruled out by the offside flag.
Wow, that is very close, and that's a warning shot for Manchester City and the goalkeeper. She's got away with one there, so I think she should be doing better, but captain does that so late, runs into the box, and with someone like Lauren James on the ball, you know that the delivery is going to be good. That'll be a boost for Chelsea.
That's on by Shaw. Now Hemp has come a long way across the pitch to get involved. Hasegawa was looking for Kasparai. Chelsea, just with enough players crowding around the edge of their own penalty area, are able to clear. Here's Canuck. Releasing Hemp, trying to find Shaw, but Kieran Walsh well placed. Has the presence of mind to lay that one wide. Sunday Baltimore on the move. 3 Blues players with her. Baltimore's cross manages to find his way through for Cuthbert. The shot was charged down. Carolyn can take over.
Oh, it's becoming a really good contest now, isn't it? Chelsea there. I just feel that they could get more numbers into the box when Baltimore looks up. Thompson initially was surrounded by... It does feel... a lot more like a back 4 than a 5 today, I think, for Chelsea. I think you're right, there are some rotations and some fluid movement, but for me, I've got it down as Baltimore and James supporting Alyssa Thompson, captain just in the middle, almost a diamond of a front 4, with Carpenter and Berman occupying the fullback slots.
Bursting forward there. An advanced role, not for the first time, is Alex Greenwood, who will get a crossing opportunity here. Helped on its way by Berman. Manages to slide in once more. Greenwood down the line, looking for Hemp. Hemp for Miedemar, Miedemar for Shaw. Killer Brown will help it on for Carolyn. And Brights can clear. Kasparai meets Berman again. Carolyn, the goal scorer. Nips in.
I think when they're 5 of your key players, you're looking at Miedemar, Shaw, Kasparai, Hasegawa. You know, those are players in key areas of the pitch that they're just established in their roles. And whereas you look at Chelsea, none of their players have started every game in the BWSL this season. I think that makes a big difference in terms of consistency of performance.
Early cross in, Berman needs to be careful with Hasegawa sniffing around. Found herself a long way forward there, the Japan international. And that is one of the things that Laura Hasegawa to be a bit more adventurous. Here's another look at how City did take the lead.
Yeah, just a moment there, and as it came towards Hannah Hampton in the goal, you wonder if communication is a little clearer. Could she have come and claimed that? Instead, you're going to hook it clear, doesn't go far enough, and of course lands at the feet of Carolyn, who punished them with no problem at all, and just feels a little bit scrappy for Chelsea at times.
Cuthbert was looking for the advancing Baltimore. Yamashita will just clear City's lines. All down by Germa. Done well to work that one wide for Carpenter. Oh, her delivery slips all the way through and Jade Rose had to pounce. Recycled by Walsh. Carpenter's ball over the head of Kaptein. It's a lovely switch of play, just bounced up unfavourably. Here's Cuthbert. Prodded forwards. Kira Walsh, Kaptein on the move. Sandy Baltimore goes for goal. She wasn't too far away from finding that bottom corner.
She's just been named Chelsea's Player of the Month, and she's a box of tricks, and she's got an excellent strike on her. It's a really good effort, does everything right, trying to go for that so trying to work back defensively for their teams.
On the lookout, Sandy Baltimore for her fourth goal in her last 4 BWSL appearances. Did score a brace against West Ham United 2 games ago. Right out for Berman. Kasperite out of position now as Lauren James can look to exploit down the left-hand side. Kasperite's done incredibly well to get back, not just once, but Manchester City took the lead through a similar set piece. Cuthbert goes short. It's Kira Walsh. Oh, she caught that one well. Beaten away by Yamashita. Tremendous amount of power on the drive. Canart can clear her lines. Here's James. Trying to tease one in towards goal, and that is much more comfortable for the Japan.
Yeah, Chelsea come back into the game a little bit more in the last few minutes. It's a really good strike. Save you'd expect Yamashita to make, but a good hit from Kira Walsh. We know she's got that ability, not known for her goal scoring.
Sigh of relief. Baltimore in behind Kasperite. A lot of ground to make up here, the Dutch defender. And again, she has responded so impressively well. Else more tackles than anyone else. Exactly what you want from your fullback. Out it goes. Walsh was unmarked again. Well, that's 2 sighters that she's had.
Yeah, certainly something for Man City to be aware of. Bunny Shaw just about gets out there to put her under some sort of pressure, but still Kira Walsh.
There is something the manager of the league leaders will be addressing at half-time, if not before. It's his side, though, coming forwards as we pass the half-hour mark. It's Carolyn. Right, having to come across to snuff out the danger. Baltimore for backup. Right for Berman. Baltimore finding Erin Cuthbert, and it needed to be tipped over. Yamashita called into action again.
Save from Yamashita, and again it's a shot from distance for Chelsea that's causing problems. Something that Manchester City will have to address, because yes, you'd rather limit them to shots from outside the area, but when they've got the quality of... Yes, those shots have come from distance, but they've been of a decent quality. A couple of them on target, forcing Yamashita into good saves.
This is a fixture that Chelsea are usually so dominant in. They've won 7 of their last 8 against Manchester City in all competitions. As mentioned, they have beaten them twice already this season. Shaw looking to get round Germa and finish too. And City double their lead. And you can always count on Bunny Shaw. She was too strong, she was too quick, and she was far too clinical for Chelsea. And the league leaders are starting to run away with it.
Yeah, just as we thought Chelsea were getting into the game again, trying to play out of the back. The danger area, Hasegawa, Miedemar, lovely ball through. I thought there might have been a foul given, but actually, and even when she slips and doesn't hit the shot quite as cleanly as she would have hoped to, Bunny Shaw can't help but score goals these days, and she is absolutely flying. One chance, and it's in the back of the net. Fantastic from Manchester City. It's a trait of their game to win the ball high up. That's what they've done, and they've absolutely punished Chelsea for it.
It is a 14th goal in as many BWSL appearances this season for Bunny Shaw. She's unstoppable, she is inevitable.
And that'll be heartbreaking for Chelsea as well. Just as we were saying, they were getting back into the game. They'd started testing Yamashita in the City goal, and then you're hit by a sucker punch. City's press, so effective. Chelsea playing their way into trouble. You can't do that against this team, they will punish you.
Miedemar on the run and is able to keep it in play too. Germa backtracking once again. Miedemar back for Caroline, who gets a second bite and a third. And somehow it squirms just wide. Put this game well out of Chelsea's reach.
Hannah Hampton's going absolutely ballistic at her Chelsea defenders. Caroline's outnumbered by 4-1, and still she manages to get her back. Lauren Hemp, this year they've got a much more consistent team.
Baltimore's delivery away by Miedemar. Carpenter fires it back goalwards. Germa losing out to Hemp. City could spring a counter here. Still a few moments remaining in this first half. Hemp has Hasegawa and Miedemar making good ground with her. She uses Caroline. Fired across the face of goal. Hasegawa wasn't too far away from meeting it. Germa turns it behind.
I'll tell you what, that is some move from Man City. You know, they're seeing her in and around the opposition penalty area, but she plays a wonderful ball out to Lauren Hemp. She waits for the over-up. Caroline's there. Brilliant crossing. Hasegawa inches away from connect, dropping those wonderful crosses in as she does to her teammates, and then it's up to them to go and punish Man City and get some more efforts on goal.
Miedemar. Well, it is the league leaders who lead convincingly at the break, and the title race chasers who will be chasing this game in the second half. Caroline's deflected effort it was that gave the hosts the lead after just 13 minutes. And then, despite Chelsea ramping up the pressure, Bunny Shaw's goal has taken this game that little bit more out of Chelsea's reach. Half-time here is Manchester City 2, Chelsea 0. 45 minutes, a second 45 minutes, which could become a season-defining 45 minutes. Helen Ward.
Yeah, it could indeed. It'd be interesting to see how long Sonia Bonpastor leaves it before potentially making any changes. Manchester City know that more of the same, and they'll be home and hosed at least in this game, and probably in terms of the title race as well.
Key areas do you think the Chelsea head coach would have spoken to her team about at the interval? Maybe this is one, getting the ball forward a bit quicker to Alyssa Thompson, Yamashita alert to the danger.
Tagawa in the middle of the park for Manchester City has been so dominant, and that's probably because the likes of Lauren James have dropped so deep and played everything in front of Man City. So that central area of the pitch, I think, is a key part.
Much to do this time around. Quality is there, but the air of invincibility that surrounds the club perhaps has been lacking this season.
And I think the quality of the opposition as well. We have to remember how good Manchester City have been this season. You know, aside from that very first game where they lost to Chelsea, they've been perfect. Their performances have been sensational, and I don't think Chelsea have had
This season actually they have all but matched Chelsea's start to a winning campaign. Baltimore into the penalty area. The cross was blocked by Blinkilla-Brown. Chelsea had the first within the opening 3 minutes to determine that's what they need. As Cuthbert goes short, James touches it back to her. And Yamashita can punch away. Hit by Carpenter, blocked by Hemp. And off goes Carolyn. Two chasing her. Carolyn may well have the freedom of the Etihad here to wrap it up for City. It is brilliant. Chelsea exposed in this game. And Manchester City forwards. And once again this afternoon, they were absolutely ruthless. Carolyn with her second, City with their third, and they look to be extending their lead at the top of the table.
I cannot tell you how well Carolyn does there. Of course, Lauren Hemp with the initial block, but this run, she's got the entire half to run into, but the touch there across Kira Walsh means that she cannot touch her. And then to have that presence of mind in the world at the moment, that is a fantastic goal from Carolyn. She's composed throughout that, the touch across Kira Walsh and the little dink finish. That is a superb goal from Manchester City.
They aren't just beating Chelsea this afternoon, they are making a statement. The champions-elect, dominance, come onto the pitch, as has Sam Kerr. But even though it felt as though Sonia Bonpastor had gone very early in this second half with the changes, it may well now be too late.
Yeah, they've been absolutely rattled there within 5 minutes of the restart. You want to come out at 2-0, you get the first goal, all of a sudden it's game on. Manchester City know, on the flip side of that, if they score next, it makes their life a lot easier in this second half.
Confirmation it was Spurman and Cuthbert who left the pitch. Kerr and Sirkanuskan coming on.
The most comfortable you could ever expect to be against a Chelsea side that are so used to winning, so used to getting their own way in terms of results.
Carpenter beaten to it by Miedema. And there's Hemp. And Carolyn's with her. And Carolyn's on a hat-trick. It will go to the Brazilian. And what a way to stamp your mark on the biggest blockbuster game of this weekend. They are flying towards this title. And there is absolutely nothing Chelsea can do to stop them.
Wow, she absolutely deserves that. And you could see as soon as Lauren Hemp picked up that ball, there was never any thought of going on her own. But again, it's Viv Miedema in that midfield, picking up the balls, pressing the Chelsea players, playing a great pass into Lauren Hemp, and then the weight of that cross, the timing of it. You thought for a moment that Naomi Girma was going to get back, or Sandy Baltimore, I should say, was going to do enough. But Carolyn, in the form she's in, the way she's playing, she was never going to let an opportunity like that pass her by. Hannah Hampton, maybe can she do better? But Carolyn deserves that hat-trick. What a wonderful performance from the Brazilian.
This does not happen to Chelsea. It is so unusual to see the Blues. Has got his side playing some unbelievable football this season. They're exciting, they're dynamic, and they are so efficient in attack. It's not just that, it's the hard work defensively, and that's about to be tested here as Thompson goes for goal. It will be a Chelsea corner.
Yeah, another decent save from Yamashita. She's probably had a problem like Bunny Shaw, but you have to deal with the rest of them as well, and that's what Chelsea have struggled to do today.
Luckily for Andre Jeglerts, he has all three, and Bunny Shaw. And it's Miedema who's able to pick the pocket of Lauren James. And Millie Brights will slide in, last-ditch challenge to deny. As Helen said, he is working hard defensively for her teammates. Oh, Blinkiller Brown has slipped, and it's allowed Cuptine to fire it over the crossbar. She knows she should have done much better there.
And that there is the difference. That is why we're looking at a Manchester City side probably going to go 12 points clear at the top of the table. You know, a rare mistake from Blinkiller Brown, who I think has been excellent today. But kept on to Lauren Hemp and kept possession, but tried a little bit too much there. But I suppose when you're 4-0 up and you've got a hat-trick, you can do that.
And when you're 4-0 up and you can bring on these changes, it goes to show just how strong your squad is. A huge ovation for their hat-trick hero. Back to action for Alba Fugino. First involvement of 2026. Blinkiller Brown, having just made that slip there, is withdrawn for their big winter arrival. Sam Coffey making just her second.
Sort of just grow into the game.
Lauren James also leaving the field to be replaced by Joanna Ritting-Kanerud. Here's Thompson. Nusken's ball. Away by Greenwoods. "25 minutes left for Chelsea to at least give Manchester City something to think about defensively. Up to 40 goals scored now in just 14 games in the BWSL. Closest competitor actually is Manchester United. They're 9 goals behind. And we still have another 20 or so minutes to play here. One back by Bright. Thompson first to it. Nusken went for goal. Will fall favourably here for Thompson! Well, there's one back. And that is what they were missing in the first half. Alyssa Thompson hamming it home. Her 5th goal in the BWSL this season.
Yeah, and Alyssa Thompson's a player that I think can be pretty proud of the impact she's had as a Chelsea player so far this season. And I think, yes, she finds herself in the middle of the pitch there, but kind of starting on the left and coming in causes teams so many more problems. Really well taken finish that. Sets herself up perfectly and then finishes it into the bottom corner. Yamashita with no chance. I mean, we've still got 20 minutes or so to go. It seems unbelievable to talk about the potential of a comeback, but that goal will give Chelsea to withstand a little bit of pressure from Chelsea after that goal. I want to keep it tight, particularly for the next 5-10 minutes or so, just halt any momentum that Chelsea may have. Also safe in the knowledge that they do still have a 3-goal lead. There's no need to panic at this point.
German. Luskin robbed of possession. Hemp with her head down and powering forwards. Money short, back four. Lauren Hemp! And Hannah Hampton stands tall.
I was just about to say that's a way to halt any momentum, but that's a really good save from Hannah Hampton. But again, City on that counter-attack, they're so effective. The way they link up, this time Lauren Hemp finding herself in front of goal, just couldn't quite get it out of her feet enough to get the strike on that she would have liked. But credit to Hannah Hampton.
Luskin Bright defending that near post. It comes from Kasparai, it's flicked in! And Viviana Miedema is able to get her name on the score sheet. Well, Chelsea threatened a comeback, but that one has just put this game beyond all doubt.
I think she's been exceptional today. All of the headlines, rightly so, will go towards Caroline, but Miedema has been the platform of so much good that's come from Manchester City. It's a brilliant delivery from Kasparai. We know how dangerous they are from set pieces and from corners, but that's all too easy for Viv Miedema. Pretty much unchallenged at that near post, gets up and just flicks it beyond Hannah Hampton. No chance for the Chelsea goalkeeper, but that's too easy for Manchester City.
She has been allowed her moment in the spotlight there, though. Maggie Beaver-Jones on by way of response. One for Kira Walsh. City fancy 6. And Hemp's pass just lacking direction. Cup tight. Oh, spun back. Hasegawa. You could see what she was going for. Unlike her, though, got the execution all wrong. And what a luxury it is to be able to call upon Mary Fowler again. It's been such a testing period for her, the Australian. So early in her career to have to come back from. Viviana Miedema also makes way for Grace Clinton. And look at the smiles, look at the emotion for Mary Fowler. A long, long road to recovery. And they're probably...
For sure.
There aren't many managers who are able to rest 2 of their star players against Chelsea with 15 minutes remaining. City have been so dominant, so commanding in this game. And the drop-off in quality in terms of those coming off the bench, it's marginal at best. Here's one of those changes. Fowler out to the left-hand side for Lauren Hemp. Hemp's ball in, and it was Clinton meeting it. Couldn't get enough. Barcelona so much better than them. Fujino trying to bundle her way through, will bundle her way through. Had a hefty fall at the end of it. It hasn't moved, and it's a really painful one for the just back in the squad from injury.
Yeah, lovely run from her, brilliant run from Grace Clinton to open up the gap. Gets a little bit of luck on the way through. Oof, absolutely not taken out in a sort of foul from Ellie Carpenter, but just on the follow through, just catches her, and the way that her body's in the air sort of flips her around. It is an awkward landing, and there's a little bit of concern.
More informed, it will actually be 12 minutes from the restart, so don't be alarmed if we tick over that. Aimed off. Most importantly, she is able to walk off the pitch, and she seems as okay as she can be. So Laura Coombs on in her place. Immediately will get her first couple of touches. Kasparai, cut out by Germa. Thompson can't prevent that one from going out and behind for another. In from Greenwoods. Away by Bright. Sagawa met it on the volley. It may bounce favourably here for City. And Clinton's shot was blocked.
Could have done better. Wicked delivery from Alex Greenwood. Not clearing their lines properly, Chelsea. Just a little toe.
Alex Greenwood's departing for the final to get a few more minutes under her belt. She did start 10 of the first 11 in the BWSL this season. Hasn't featured. Returned to full training a couple of days ago. Here's Clinton. Coombs. Oh, and Hemp meets it. And Germa will scramble it away. It's a save Hampton needed to make. She was indebted to her defender for clearing her lines. Down the other end, what a Chelsea got. Ritin Carnaroot. Carpenter rush forward now. Cut out by Hasegawa. And Clinton spotted Hemp, who's in no particular rush to get forwards. May just be feeling the pace of this game this late on. Very happy to just calm things down a bit. They don't want to expose themselves to another Chelsea counter-attack. Manchester City.
All of a sudden became a little bit end-to-end there, didn't it? Really good opportunity for Manchester City at one end and Canarid forcing a save at the other.
And now with a bit more support. Fowler losing out. Hemp gets it back. And Carpenter nipped in right in the nick of time. Hampton quickly off her line.
Yeah, clever attempt at playing it back in from Coffey. I think she's looked pretty good since coming on. Really solid in that middle of the park, really alive, busy.
Thompson too quick for Canuck. Options in the middle for her. She decided to go alone. And it was Jade Rowe added on. Is there still time for Chelsea to go away with a second goal this afternoon? Millie Bright, not on his way through. It will be another Chelsea corner. Thompson looking towards Beaver Jones, and that's comfortable for Yamashita. But Manchester City haven't just made a statement, they have blown Chelsea out of the water. They're relentless, they are powerful, and they have been devastating. Today they make it 13 wins in a row to march 11 points clear at the top of the table and take a colossal stride towards their first Barclays Women's Super League title in a decade. Carolyn was their hat-trick hero, Shaw was inevitable, and Miedemar was the cherry on top. They've hit 5 here to brush Chelsea aside. They set their sights on Arsenal next. 8 games remain, 24 points still up for grabs.